Hello everybody, wherever you are in the world. I always say that, don't I? Hello everybody, wherever you are in the world. And as usual, just waiting for a few people to come on. See what it's see how many. Oh, we've got our first one on. Just takes a little while to warm up. I'm going to tell you where I am today. I thought today I'd be a bit different. I thought I'd start with a fish. I've been catching well anyway, as always. Always catching well. Lee is watching, Andrew's watching. So, where am I? Right, I'm at quite near to my home in Cambridgeshire. I'm at Decoy Lakes. Lovely, it's a commercial fishery. And I'm fishing for carp today. Match fishing hasn't started yet here in the UK, so, well, here in England. So it doesn't start until the 29th of this month. I've just hooked into the first fish today was a 10-pound mirror carp, beautiful, on an expander pellet. I'm fishing pellets. These, on commercial fisheries, fish are fed on pellets all the time, and I find it's usually the best bait. So I'm still playing a fish, by the way. I'm trying to play a fish, I don't know what it is. It'll be a carp. I'm fishing on the bottom for big carp. There is a lot of F1s in here as well. But I'm fishing on the bottom at the moment I'm on a banded 4mm pellet. I didn't think they'd take a banded pellet because it's still quite early in the year, isn't it? So my first fish today, a 10-pound carp. Well, it usually takes me at least an hour and a half when I'm silverfish fishing to catch that, doesn't it? I thought, oh, this is all right. I could do this every time. Oh, do you know what this is? This fish is a big barbel. Unbelievable. I thought, I haven't had a barbel yet. I've had, I don't know, 30-odd pound. I've not been fishing long. But I've just see this fish top. It's a big barbel. I wish I could show it. Well, I will show it to you in a minute. So I'm fishing. I'll talk a little bit about the fishing when I get this one in. Chris is watching, Martin, Dave. Oh, Derek Skinner. Hi, Derek. Carp are a poor substitute. No, I like fishing. I have come out for my pleasure today, for nothing else. I'm not working. Well, I am working because I'm talking to you, but I'm trying to brighten up everybody's day, really. And I mean, this is like a big river barbel, this one. Just see it top. Lovely. I didn't know what it was when I hooked it, but I thought today, let's do a bit different. Let's start with a fish. So I've got all my cameras set up, got it ready. I know, I'm making a meal of this one. I'm not used to it. I'm used to catching 4-ounce roach and just lifting them in, isn't I? Hi, how's Gary Bull? Hi, Gary, Chris. You know how I love this live feed. Now, this live feed is unedited. I'm just here sitting talking to you. I'm not, if I miss a bite, go back in or anything like that. I'm just, as you see it, is what's happening now. I just thought, well, when I thought, right, when I hook the next fish, I'm going to go live. I didn't know what it was. These barbel, do you know what? A barbel on a commercial water fights about 3 times as hard as a carp. You don't really want to catch them in matches. So I'm struggling. Am I getting out of breath yet? Well, I'm struggling with this one. I saw it top just now. Big fish, I'll show it to you in a minute. Oh, Steve said he's loving live feeds. Michael, hi Michael. Mark, Tony Watling, hi Tony. Oh, Tony's got a match for me Monday. Castle Ashby. No, Tony, I'll come with you if you want to Castle Ashby. Or is it a team match? I used to fish there years ago, Castle Ashby. It's lovely. Oh, I see this fish top. I couldn't believe it. Barbel don't usually feed this early in the year. They usually are. And on a banded 4mm, I'm not fishing maggot, so I'm making a meal of it because I can chat to you, but oh, my arm's aching now. Don't happen with roach, does it? I am putting so much pressure on this fish. My elastics are 2.7 Browning microbore. It's like microbore is like a hybrid elastic, so it's between a solid elastic and a hollow, but it does have good stretch. It'll stretch much more than a solid and still have a fair bit of power. I haven't got it up yet. I'm still playing it. I suppose you think it's a 20 pounder. It's not a 20 pounder, but I bet it's 5 or 6. It's lovely. Yeah, I've just come out today. I thought, well, just slipped. It's only just gone in the net. Look at that, Vicky. I'll show it to you in a minute. Probably, it's got to be at least 4 pounds. Oh, and it's fighting harder now. It's fighting harder now than when I just hooked just in. That's a lovely thing. I'm fishing a 16 barbless, but look at that. Look at that for a beauty. How about that? Lovely. And look at the condition. Look at the condition of a still water barbel. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Diane, the owner, normally you can't use keep nets here. Has kindly allowed me to use. I just said I'd like one net just to put 1 or 2 nice fish to take a catch shot when I finish the day, and she's so good. Always very good to me. Doesn't usually let anybody else use a net but me, but this is Decoy Lakes, lovely. So I'm fishing a banded. Oh, shall I show you my bait before I go out again? Yeah, I'll show you my bait. Steve's watching. We've got loads of people on. Loads. And of course I'll replay this. As I say, completely unedited this. I'm going to reverse the camera, show you my bait. I should have fed a bit while I had that fish on, but I was so excited talking to you and playing the fish. But normally I've got an inside line that I've been feeding, and I should have fed that while I had that fish on. But it's only a pleasure day, isn't it? Quite warm, a little bit overcast today. Wind westerly, not very strong. I'm fishing out at. I wanted some exercise. I've been sitting at home. I want some exercise. I could catch these fish, I bet, right down the edge, but I want to fish a long pole and loose feed with 4mm pellets. Let me just show you what I'm doing. Let's show you my rig. Let's get something organised. Hey, I've got something to show you. I'm using a pole that was presented to me just over 2 years ago by Browning. For 30 years loyal service with Browning, and I got presented with this lovely, it's a Zeiton. Let me just show you. I'll show you, and then I'll talk about my pole in a minute. Let me just reverse the camera and I can show you where I am, what I'm doing. There's a pole I got presented with. So it's the only one in the world. Let me just show you this. Look, Bob NUDD. 30 years loyal service. And then on the other side it's got my World Championship wins on it as well. So that's a Zeiton Z. Fancy getting that, a Zeiton Z. It's a 16 metre, Z16 it is. So right, let's have a look at my bait. So I'm feeding them 4mm pellets there. I've just dampened them slightly just to make sure. Sometimes when they're very dry they'll float, so just dampen them very, very slightly. Maggots, I haven't put a maggot on the hook yet. Got a lovely wormery. I even bought some red worms, look, in there. Yuck. That'll just be right for my sandwiches, that, wouldn't it? Look, nice big red worms out of my wormery. I cupped in some 2mm. I soaked those and cupped those in at the start. I put a sort of half a pot full in on the inside line and half a pot full out where I'm fishing. And what else have I got to show you? I'm on a double roller rig. I've got the triple roller at the front, the double at the back, so that I don't have to put the front of my pole in a pole sock, so that's nice. Just it goes back. There's the lake that I'm fishing here. This particular lake is called Elm Lake. There's one of the strip lakes. There you are, there's several. There's a few anglers here today. There you are. Good morning, Sir Bob. Dave Turner's watching. Hi, Dave. It's lovely to see everybody on. So many people as well. That's looking down the lake. There's a bit of a wind on the lake, so when you get that sort of a wind blowing, it's blowing from right to left as I'm sitting here. I know everything is reversed when I reverse the camera. And what happens is that the water comes back, so the wind's blowing one way, but the actual flow is flowing back up the lake. So I'm fishing a little bit over depth. I don't know if I'll catch a fish. I'll go out again in a minute and see if I can catch a fish for you while you're watching. Oh, there's my rig today. I'm fishing a banded. I've got a 16 sphere, Browning sphere hook. And then I'm fishing a banded. Can you just see that band on there? Let me have a look. Let's have a look. Why can't you see that? Don't know what's happening there. Oh yeah, the camera's just picking it up. There's the band. And then the float I've got is only it's like a slim, it's a carp float, so it's a slim bodied, what you would want to fish here, a slim body, 0.4 of a gram, always with a reinforced eye at the top, because you can foul hook the odd fish. So a little bit of a reinforced eye at the top. As I say, my 2.7. Let me reverse back to me again. Somebody says, have I gone over to the dark side? Do you know, a lot of my earlier days fishing was on commercials. Layer Pitch was like a commercial, loads of carp. Brought up on carp, really. So I don't mind fishing for them. Really, I think I've had an easy £40 in the first hour. Dave Turner's still watching, Jorg. Still watching, so I'm fishing. Sometimes with these small pellets, I can just flick them on with my feet, just get hold of it with my thumb and then flick the pellet on like that. So it's just hair rigged. And the beauty of a hair rigged pellet is that when you don't strike at everything, when the float goes, the fish is usually on, because it's almost like when you're method feeder, you know, how you get the bite when it whizzes around. It's the same when you're fishing a pole. I'm laying a little bit of line, sort of probably about 5 centimetres, so 2 inches on the bottom, and letting it drag back with the wind. It's not really windy. Now I've caught a barbel for you. Whether I'll catch another one, this is not like silverfish fishing. You don't catch one a minute. Well, you do sometimes, but see how long it takes to get them in, can't you? That was a lovely barbel, beautiful one. But that was the first barbel I've had. I've had all carp this morning. I'm trying to fish. There's a lot of F1s in here, but I'm trying to fish for carp. I'm fishing on the bottom, over depth, and then just a little bit, not too much loose feed. I think a little bit of loose feed I'm putting in will bring a lot of the F1s up in the water, because I don't want them. But there's always big fish know when this is happening, and they'll always be just below them. So I know I'm not going to catch any F1s doing this, fishing the way I am, because it's probably it's not quite 2 metres deep, but it's probably about 1.8 metres deep, so 6 foot deep. And I'm just loose feeding, not a lot, 20 pellets, just to make a bit of... The only way you can attract fish into your peg is always about feeding, isn't it? So unless the fish are there and you can dob about with a bit of bread, you've got to try and make a little bit of noise. They hear noise from a long distance fish, and they will gradually come into your peg, or the smell of the bait. So, or I think sometimes when they know when other fish are feeding, and that attracts fish. But usually I find pellets are the best way. The noise of the pellet on the water is the best way to attract fish. It's a little bit windy, but it's not. I'm not cold or anything. It's just quite pleasant conditions. Didn't feed for a little while, so while I was playing that fish, so maybe there should be some there. if not, I can just chat to you, can't I? I can just chat. So I've got my lovely pole, and I hardly ever fish with this pole. I treasure it so much. Hardly ever comes out. Oh dear. It's almost as good as silverfish. Just when I'm into a fish now, but all you've got to do is, you're on a banded pellet, just don't strike, just lift in. The fish, when that float goes, the fish is hooked. It already knows. As I say, it's exactly the same as when you're on method feeder. When the tip goes round, you say, oh, I've got a bite. You've got the fish was already hooked. It was hooked the minute it sucked the pellet in, feels the hook, tries to blow the bait out, and of course, and then it hooks itself. I usually find that this is the best way if you don't want to foul hook too many fish. So you don't strike, you just a little bit of, not much line between your float. Here there's I think the minimum distance about 10 or 12 inches. I've lost that one, would you believe? I don't know, it just came out, the hook just came off. 10 or 12 inches between, there is a limit here. That one just slipped the hook, which it can do. I'm on a 16, but usually you'd find. Shall I try and catch you another one? What's the time now? Yeah, let's try and catch you another one. There's a few on. Bobby's after big fish today. But as I said earlier, I am here just for my pleasure. And sometimes, you know, when I come out and do this, it is because I enjoy it. I enjoy seeing everybody come on. I enjoy trying to chat to you, trying to say good afternoon, Bernard. Good afternoon, Bernard. Philippe, hi, Philippe. I try and chat to you, do a bit of everything. And yeah, a little bit of product work, but when we advertise things, I don't do blatant advertising. Oh. Honestly, Bobby is good. Yeah, I'm into another one now. I don't do blatant advertising, but if you want to learn about products, whether it's a car or whatever, oh, hang on. Can somebody come and get hold of my ankles, please? Wish you could see this one. That's good, that elastic is perfect. And I've got a puller bung, so when I get the fish in, I can control it. 2.7 though is quite a reasonable size elastic. If you're fishing for carp, you don't want it too fine. Like if you're fishing for F1s, you can fish with a finer elastic, but for carp, then you can just unship now. So I was talking about advertising. So I don't do blatant advertising, but you need to talk about products. We all need to talk about products. Well, this is a barbel again. Another barbel. That's brilliant. Perhaps I'm going to catch a few barbel now, I don't know. Not as big as that last one, but still a good fish. I've just got a puller bung, just to reduce the length of your elastic, then it makes the fish much easier to net. Lovely. It's a bit easier than silverfish fishing this, if you want to get away. In fact, much easier. Oh, oh dear. They do fight hard, these fish. Must be quite a few fish out there now. So I've only been fishing just in the net. I've only been fishing just over an hour, so it's not long, is it? Another barbel. Let me just show you the fish, if I can, if that's possible. Not quite as big as the last one, but still big. Oh, I've decided to do a roly-poly in my net. Let's have a look. Let's have a look, so I'll show them to you. How about that? A bobby barbel. Lovely condition. And as I say, they fight harder than... Look at it. Look at the condition of it. Probably 3 pounds, that one. Honestly, they fight harder than carp. Put that one in the net. So I'm just going to keep 1 or 2 nice fish. Loads of people watching now. Chris Kelly, Darren. Hi Darren. Darren saying, hope you're as good as you look. Oh, thanks for that. Yeah. Look, for somebody who doesn't have to work for a living, hasn't had a proper job for 30 odd years, then you're not going to look too bad, are you? But Diane, the owner, very kindly let me come today, kindly let me use a net. This is Decoy Lakes, Whittlesea, Cambridgeshire. They've got, I suppose they've got, shall I catch another one for you? Yeah, how long have I been on? Yeah, I'm out for I'm out for your pleasure as well today, not just mine. Because I love this. I probably get more fun out of doing this than you do. But I like to teach you a little bit, so I'm fishing a bit over depth today, letting it drag back. The wind's going down the lake that way, but the float is going back against the wind. Not fast. Don't try and hold it, just let it run back against the wind, just because then your line's always tight to the bottom. As soon as the fish suck your bait in, you'll see the bite anyway. You don't really have to be quick with banded pellet. The fish are hooked every time. Every time, 16 hook, not too big a hook, 16 or an 18. You tend to fish a smaller hook, especially with a 4mm banded, 18 or a 16. If you go to an 8mm, then you can use a bigger hook, but you would tend to use a smaller hook than you would normally use, say if you've got a different bait on. Yeah, this pole I hardly have. This pole is just, I just nurse it. It sleeps in bed with me, I tuck it in bed and I sleep with it at night. Keep it on my side though, not on Bernie's side. I'm going to go out. Shall I catch another one? I can try, can't I? There's still quite a few watching. Yeah, so it is different for me to come here today, but it's not been nice weather, has it? We've had and the actual match fishing and our normal silverfish fishing had stopped anyway. And I do enjoy coming here. I can just sit here and feed. I've even brought my flask with me to have a drink. Wind's getting up a bit, but I had to get some exercise. You know, this long pole, short line is great. I have been feeding a peg down the edge, but while I'm chatting to you, I won't bother so much. I might have a little go down there later, but I'm not really bothered about catching a ton of fish. Just chuck a few pellets down there. And just while I let that go back against the wind. The main thing is, with all commercial fishing, is watch, don't strike at everything. You know, make sure that when you lift into a fish, it's a proper bite. You know, make sure your float goes down. Then you can the fish, as I say, has always hooked itself, so unless there's a lot in your peg, and then you have to cut back on your feed a bit if you find you've got too many fish in there. Whether I want to catch another one or not, I don't know. Well, I will catch one, but it's not quite like roach fishing, where you've got to catch 300. You know, you can get your weight a bit quicker with a lot less fish. Lovely, there's a good wind on the water, and I think that helps. It helps the fish to feed. It definitely helps the fish to feed. So I'm looking at the last 2 fish of a barbel. I had like a 5-pounder, and then the last one was about 3, I think. So maybe there's some barbel out there. I'm amazed how good the condition. When the barbel were first introduced into a commercial, I can remember everybody was talking about it. Oh, they won't survive, they won't. But they seem to be really, probably look better than the carp. If you look at them, they look pretty fit. And although they can't breed, so they have to be introduced and then they grow. But apparently they can't breed in there. They have to breed, I suppose, in flowing water. I'm not really a fishery expert, but I was chatting to you. You know what I said about chatting away, and suddenly I felt the pole go bang. And I was chatting away to you, and I thought, and that's the thing about a banded pellet. You don't even have to be looking. You don't even have to be looking at fish. I know full well it's hooked itself. Well, it must have done, because the pole just went bang. I've got another one on there. I was brought up on commercials really, and when commercial lake fishing first came in, our silverfish fishing wasn't so good then. I'm going to feed it. You should really... I'm feeding a peg down the edge, just flicking a little bit in there. I might have a little go down there later, but I'm happy fishing out there because, as I said, I need the exercise. I'll put on a bit of weight. Put on a bit of weight because you can't do much. Oh, I mowed the lawns yesterday. Got me brownie points. Mowed both the lawns. And I didn't do much else. Oh, cricket's on tomorrow, so I won't go fishing tomorrow. But I don't know what this is. Don't think this is a barbel. But I like this hybrid elastic, this micro bore. It's just a little bit slimmer than your normal hollow. Probably a little bit. Is it stronger? Probably is a little bit stronger. And I'll put that one back. There's 2 fish I've lost. Now it wasn't a foul hook one because it hooked itself. Oh, that's a shame. Just pulled out of it. I suppose there's so many big fish, aren't there? Okay, well I've been chatting for long enough, I think. But let me just... Thank you everybody for watching my live feed today. I've had 2 nice barbel for you, and I lost that fish just then. But I don't know what it was. But it wasn't foul hooked because it hooked itself. I was just chatting away in it, and it went bang. I felt the pole go. Bob, is the white cap 30 years old? No, it isn't, Mark. That's lovely. I said a lot of people on today as well. So. Thank you everybody for watching. I do appreciate it. You know, without you, I'm nothing. Without people watching, then I'm nothing. And thank you. I mean, I've had 30 years with Browning, over 30 years now, and I do use their equipment. I don't say I use it. I use it, and it's won me 4 world championships using their poles, using their equipment. So I'm not. I don't. When I talk about something, I don't talk about it and then not use it. That's what I actually use, and so it's been good to me. And we have to advertise our products. Everybody does. If we don't advertise them, then you don't know. But I like to have a bit of other stuff in with it. Okay, great. Thank you everybody for watching. I'm going to fish it on for a little bit longer. I might have a little go down the edge later, but I'll carry on this banded pellet because it's so easy. Just a bit over depth, banded pellet, 4mm, hard pellet, just dragging on the bottom, and then the bite is usually your elastic flying out, so you only just really lift into the fish and then land it. Lovely. Hi Tom Barlow's watching, Charlie's watching. Oh, it's nice to see so many people. Great, lovely. Thanks everybody. I'm going to stop this now, and then of course I replay it later. So just a recap on where I am. Decoy Lakes, near Whittlesea in Cambridgeshire. It's beautiful here. It's about 12 miles from where I live. It's still called the Fens. But just, I want to tell you, tomorrow night I've got the 6th programme in my series, Bob's Golden Memories. I've got some golden memories too. And tomorrow night, so I'm not going to tell you the result, but it's coming out on the Browning UK website, the Browning Fishing website, at 6 o'clock. It'll be posted. It'll be there and on YouTube, on Instagram as well. And it's about the 1988 World Championships in Belgium. And it's just England's. I think then the angling world realised how good the English anglers were. Well, not except me, of course, but how good everybody else was. Okay, great. Thanks everybody for watching, and I think I'm coming out again next week. I might go up to see my friend Billy. We'll be able to travel a bit further. He's got a lovely lake where he catches big crucians and skimmers. Maybe a bit of slider fishing next week, something different. Okay, bye for now.